What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I am going to be talking all about how to execute a proper winter arc. Now, every single year when the seasons change and the cold starts to set in, men start to talk about this, going into their winter arc. But most men do it wrong. And the winter arc is supposed to be a time when you become a little bit more secluded. You start spending more time focusing on your fitness, on your finances, on your personal growth, and putting extra energy inwards into your self-development. Now, this is ultimately a rite of passage to evolve into becoming the next version of yourself. It's a time to separate yourself from distractions and emerge stronger when it comes springtime. Now, you may have seen the video where legendary Navy SEAL and firefighter David Goggins says this: "I'm not on that winter arc shit, all right? I'm on that 365 shit. It's a full fucking circle. It's happening all the time." And I actually really do agree with this point. But at the same time, there are different aspects of your personal development that you can highlight that come more naturally with the changing of the seasons. As the weather starts to get cooler, you really focus on different things. And I'm really going to highlight those in this video. Now, if your winter arc is done properly, you should be hopping on a summer arc right after you are done with your winter arc, because you should be maintaining the same habits, the same rituals should continue to stay in effect into your life as you continue to move into the next phase. All right? So what exactly are we going to highlight during this time period, during this winter arc period? The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to embrace solitude. Now, this isn't about isolation for weakness, but this is rather about solitude for focus, giving your mind a chance to think. We live in an age of a million different distractions, and the ability to focus is incredibly crucial. It's incredibly valuable to be able to actually build something that is worthwhile. So embrace the solitude. Get used to being alone. It's something that so many men in today's society can't do. They constantly need a girlfriend. They constantly need to be hanging out with friends, with family members. As soon as you put them alone by themselves for a little while, they fall apart. Why is this? Well, it's because they don't even like themselves. They don't even want to be around themselves. The answer to this is not to continue distracting yourself with other relationships. The answer to this is to craft a version of you that you actually enjoy, a version of you that you actually appreciate. Become proud of the person that you are seeking to become, proud of the skills that you have built, and proud of the things that you are doing. So learn to embrace that solitude. Next, we are going to have an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. I don't want you to see winter as just trying to survive. I want you to see it as the laying of the foundation and framework that is going to be growing into the next phase of your life. Now is the time to build a solid base. We are going to focus on discipline over motivation. Motivation is incredibly important, don't get me wrong. But when the weather gets gloomy, you will notice your motivation will start to drop. And discipline ultimately is what needs to carry you through. I want you to think about this like a training camp or like an athlete's off season, working in the dark so that ultimately you can show the results later. Have you ever thought about how in the movie Rocky, they always have those training camp cutscenes? And they're actually one of the shortest parts of the movie. They start playing a song, they show an edit of him doing different things, and it's actually the shortest scene in the movie, and yet it takes the most amount of time in the actual story. He spends months preparing for a fight. Fighters will spend half a year, maybe even longer, preparing for a single fight. But all you do from the outside perspective is you see him getting faster, stronger, better, over a few minutes in an edit. But in reality, this takes months, all right? So that's what we're going to highlight during this winter arc. The next thing we're going to go over is what ultimately do you need to have? Well, you need to have your nutrition in check, all right? Don't use the holidays as an excuse to binge. If you're watching this video and you feel called out right now, you're exactly who I'm talking to. Don't use the holidays as an excuse to eat whatever you want. Fuel yourself properly. You have to operate differently when it comes to nutrition. Don't be like everybody else. Don't be like the average person that practices balance and says, oh, it's the holidays. We can kind of do whatever we want. Let's put on an extra 10 pounds. No, fuel yourself properly. Only eat what you need to continue making ample progress. If you notice that you're going through a phase where you're gaining way too fast, you're eating too much, you are letting your constant want for gratification overcome you, drop your calories for a week or two to compensate for it. Don't be scared to do that. Make yourself work hard year-round. You need to stay in shape year-round. Stay on top of your nutrition. All right, bulking versus cutting. Winter is usually the best time to go on a lean bulk. I personally am in a lean bulk right now. I put on 1 to 2 pounds every single month. I focus on building strength and muscle in a very slight surplus of about 100 to 200 calories per day. I am not going crazy and eating whatever I want, thinking that if I eat big, I'm going to get big. I have a structured routine. I want you to pick a program and stick to it. Stop thinking that you need to mix things up every once in a while. The clients that I work with, I only change their workout programs if their progress is slowing down, or if we have something else that we need to prioritize, or if they're just simply getting bored of the program. Stick to a program that is working and stop shifting from one split to another, one training style to the next. Let the fruits of your labor come to fruition as you continue to stay consistent with one routine, one workout program, all right? When it comes to recovery, focus on your sleep, focus on your mobility and your mental energy. Make sure that it's recharging. And these are super crucial things when you're pushing hard and when you notice that your mood just starts to decline. These things are going to play a massive role in keeping you healthy, not just your body, but your mind as well. All right? Next question we are going to ask is, what kind of work are you going to be focusing on in your winter arc? First of all, I want you to lock in a skill set. Winter is the perfect season to learn a high income skill. You have so many extra hours in the day now. Pour into books, not fictional books, but rather books that are actually going to teach you how to navigate the world, how to improve your communication skills, and that teach you how humans work. Understand how humans work, because people are power. If you want to make money, focus on influencing people. Focus on how humans think, how they operate, what they do, all right? I want you to cut out the distractions, all right? Less partying, less going out, more time working and studying. But I want you to keep in mind that there is a very certain amount of social outing that you have to do in order to stay the most productive version of yourself. If you notice your productivity starting to decrease, I want you to implement some more get-togethers, some more hangout times with friends, not where you're staying out super late, throwing off your circadian rhythm, not getting in the sleep that you should, not doing drugs, smoking weed, and drinking alcohol. It shouldn't affect the hours that you are putting towards your work, but actually make sure that this is actually helping you become more productive during the hours that you are devoting yourself to work, all right? Because what you'll notice is that if you seclude too much, it will actually become counterproductive, because you will notice that your productivity takes a massive dive. All right? I want you to focus on investing. in your education and your self-betterment. You see, so many people want to get better, but they're scared to pull the trigger on investing in coaches, mentors, and educational platforms that are going to teach them something that they really want to know and give them a formula for achieving what they want to do at a much quicker pace. I personally love investing in things like this. How I think of it is I actually dropped out of college. So I saved tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars deciding not to go to school. But you best bet that I am going to take that money and I am going to invest it back into myself, into things that are going to teach me exactly who I want to be. But in order for you to feel comfortable doing that, you have to have a really, really clear outline of who you want to be as a person. So make sure you ask yourself those questions. What do you want to do? And don't just go straight into school thinking that that's the natural next step, spending tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars at a university, not knowing what you're supposed to do next. Invest in yourself. Invest in specific skills. That is the world that we are living in, the internet age where you can educate yourself, you can become a weapon through specific targeting education. Create leverage. I want you to start projects and build systems over the course of the next 6 to 8 months that are going to lay the foundation for a full year's worth of growth. The foundation is so important because it determines how high you can ultimately build. Your foundation needs to be wide and it needs to be strong. Think of every single piece of time invested into something that may not be shown on the front end right now as something that is going to allow you to scale in the future. It is going to allow you to build your character and turn you into a Swiss Army knife. And now some final key points that I really want you to focus on. Number one is going to be a digital detox. I want you to actively try to reduce screen time, especially scrolling, watching TV, playing video games. When it starts to get cold out, people tend to turn to these things. They tend to mindlessly scroll more because they have more time on their hands. That's what's so beautiful about the winter arc, is you can either take that time and do something productive with it and come out on the other side with a beautiful foundation, ready to continue to build something, or you can watch your energy and your time get sucked away by the things that bear no fruit. All right? Cold weather advantage. That's how I want you to see it. It's an advantage. You have fewer social distractions. So use it to double down and work on the things that actually matter. I want you to keep your circle small. Protect your energy. Only surround yourself with people that are on the same path as you. People that give you energy, not people that suck the energy out of you. You need a daily structure. You need to have a schedule that balances your fitness, your work, and your downtime. Okay? And now the last thing that I really want to leave you with is this. I want you to reframe winter. It's not about seasonal depression. It's about seasonal progression. That's what we're going for here. Now, you can have this lone wolf mentality where you go in all alone, but you come out stronger, sharper, and ahead of the pack. But keep in mind, the community aspect is also incredibly important. Most people can't achieve greatness because they don't have the grit to master things in private, behind the scenes. People constantly need affirmations from other people on the projects that they are working on and the things that they are doing. Don't be that person. Plan ahead. Think long term. If you want 2026 to be your best year yet, the winter arc is where it starts. You lock in, disappear, and come back unrecognizable. Now, if you want to join a community of men that are all devoted to exactly the things that I talked about in this video, bettering themselves every single day in every single aspect of life, and if you want to work one-on-one with me as I personally coach you through my process when you join my group of 100 men that I choose to work with, Make sure to check out the coaching application in the pinned comment down below, as well as in the description. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope that you found this helpful. Make sure to drop a singular thumbs up in the comment section if you watched all the way through this video till the end, because if you did, you've got a rock solid attention span, my friend. And I want to give you props for that. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.